Greg, to start with, just Martin and knowing he's going to miss this year, how much of a blow is that for you guys?
Yeah, football obviously is football. He's a huge piece of our defense. But just at being a brother, like it's bigger to me. It's bigger than the game of football. A guy that I've seen since the off season started, been putting in a lot of work. Been one of the last guys to leave the building every single day. A guy that just brings passion, energy. I'm gonna definitely miss him out there as a brother. I'm gonna miss him every single snap. I definitely feel for him, but I know he'll get through this and he'll be back to his form.
What has he said about coming back strong? Has he already talked like that? Have you had that conversation with him where he has vowed to do something like that?
Yeah, so I talked to him. He's in good spirits. He knows, he put in everything for this season to be the best that he can. So something like this is obviously unfortunate, but God has a bigger plan for all of us. So he's in good spirits. We'll be with him every step of the way for his recovery process.
How about a guy like Grant who has suffered a torn Achilles and come back to play at a very high level? Do you know if Grant has been able to have words with him or maybe will have words with him?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet if he has talked to him. I know obviously we have Michael Woods had dealt with that. Obviously D-Watt is dealing with that. So we got guys that have dealt with it that are currently in the recovery process. We got guys that have done it and came back to full strength. So I think those words are definitely helping.
Greg, you were already going to have a big role, obviously, but this sort of expands that even more. So for you, I guess what do you need to do differently now, if anything?
Nothing. It's what I'm used to, you know what I'm saying? So just go out there, bring the energy, play my best ball. I've been working hard this offseason to get to this moment, whatever my role was going to be. Obviously, like you said, I was going to have a big role regardless, so I'm just super excited to keep trying to get this team wins.
What are your thoughts about your future and where things stand?
Yeah, my thoughts is, everything will handle itself. Right now, my focus is getting better each and every day at training camp. And, keep stacking days, and, just have the season that, I want to have. So the future stuff, we'll worry about that, at the end of the season or whenever, that happens. But right now, I'm just trying to get better each day.
Of course, you wouldn't want an opportunity to come at the expense of a teammate and a close friend, but does this a chance for you to? When I talked to you at the Super Bowl, you really wanted to play more snaps. You weren't really happy with your playing time last year. So, is this a chance for you to just really get back to the Greg that you know you can be, and especially in the contract year?
Yeah, I think it's really just a chance once again for all of us to have a bigger role. We got younger guys like Cameron Mitchell, Miles Harden, we got Chig. We got a lot of guys that are going to have an opportunity to step up their role. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really focused on those guys, getting those guys ready. I played a ton of ball, so whatever role I need to play, I'll be doing that and perfecting that. But I'm just really excited for the young guys. They'll have a chance to step up and make some plays out there this year.
Looking back on last year, you missed the whole training camp with the hamstring. How do you think that impacted you, and just does that make you being out here from day one this year not really take any of these practices for granted, I assume?
Yeah, for sure. It was terrible. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people understand just getting thrown out there in a league with the best athletes in the world, not having a chance to really prepare, go through this, build the callus, as we said. So I'm super excited that, I've been out here getting better each day, and I'm super excited for this season.
How did you train in the off-season, Greg, to make sure that would not happen again?
Yeah, really the same type of training. I ran a lot more track workouts just to build the volume on my legs, but at the end of the day, injuries happen in football. You can't predict them. You just pray that, that you don't get the injury bug, and sometimes that happens. But, I've been preparing each and every day, just working out, making sure I keep my body good so I can be available for this team.
What did you think about going live today and tackling to the ground and playing some almost football out there today?
It was fun. I had a good time. Anytime that, we were able to be a little bit more physical, tackle before we actually get to the season. I actually really like the idea, and I'm super excited that we got, a chance to be real physical today.
Greg, there's been a lot of talk this offseason about coming in with a different mindset, whether that's just mentally, whether it's physically.
How have you seen that manifest itself here through the off-season program and in the early stages of training camp, to where you feel like the defense is going to get back to the personality we saw in 2023 rather than last season?
Yeah, I just think we're doing everything with a purpose. Like, everything we do, every meeting, every walkthrough, every practice, we're coming out there with a purpose, and that's to be great. We're flying around the ball. We're going out there. We're not making the same mistakes twice. I feel like the leadership, the energy is there from day one. And I'm super excited to see, what we'll be able to do this season.
Greg, it feels like every day I'm looking out there and Denzel's having another great day. What is it about him that just makes him so consistent, so good? Like, what's the secret sauce?
That his name is Denzel Ward and nobody else's is. There's no secret. He's the best cornerback in the league, so we expect him to do that. Like I say, he doesn't have a weakness, so there's really no secret sauce. It's just his name's Denzel Ward and nobody else's is. So yeah.
Sorry, you obviously have a history with Cam that goes beyond when these guys drafted him, but how have you seen him grow from not just his rookie year, but going back to what you saw from him out of Northwestern?
Yeah, it's just I feel like as a rookie, he played meaningful snaps for us. When guys did get nicked up or he needed to come in, he made a crucial part and there was no drop off. And like we say, every guy has to be ready when their name's called, and that's a guy that's name is called, and he'll be ready for the challenge.
Greg, for you, coming into this year, and I know you said your future's just gonna take care of itself, but what are you looking for this year, personally as well as professionally, to really elevate your game even higher than we've seen to this point?
Yeah, like I said, it's just to keep stacking days. I've said it since the day I was drafted. I want to be a Brown for life. And in order to do that, I gotta hold my end of the bargain. So I gotta go back to being that player that I know I can be. And the good thing is I'm starting this training camp healthy, so I'm able to get out there and get the reps in before the season starts. And that's my main goal. It's always been my goal is to be a Brown for life. So I gotta hold up my end of the bargain.
Greg, what can we?
Resident women's basketball expert. So how excited were you to see Cleveland get a WNBA team?
I'm super excited. I will be at every single game. I will be there supporting. Shout out to WNBA. I'm super excited that they got a team back here. And I know the fan base will travel. We'll all be there, and it'll be amazing.
Greg, what can we expect from you this season regarding defensively? Like, what can you do better this season compared to last?
Yeah, you could just expect me just being a leader, being out there with the guys, bringing the energy, getting better each and every day, and holding my end of the bargain. Like I said, Denzel Ward is the best cornerback in the league, and whoever's going to be opposite him has to, hold their own. So I'll be doing a great job at that this season.
You guys have had some adversity so far on defense with JOK and then Jordan retiring and now Martin. But what do you feel like the outlook is for your defense this season? How good can you guys be?
Yeah, we could be as good as we want to be. We got some young guys like Carson is amazing. He's been playing great since day one, so I'm super excited for him to get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? In my room, at least, like we got corners all around the board. We got a lot of young guys that have been primed for this moment. Like you said, obviously, Martin is a guy you can't replace. Like everything that he does on the field, it's very, very, very tough to replace. But we got guys that are gonna step up and make some plays for us this season.
Greg, with the injured guys like JOK and Martin, the guys that aren't going to be with the team on the field during offseason, how do you guys keep them keep them connected, keep them, feeling like they're a part of the team when they obviously naturally, probably feel a little bit disconnected because of what they're going through?
Yeah, I mean, speaking with Martin first, like when I wasn't here all training camp, when I had to, get surgery, he was one of the guys that texted me every single day to keep me a part of the team and things like that. And like I said, it's bigger than football with me and him. Like, we're brothers. We talk almost every week during the off season. We're always FaceTiming, not even about football, just about life. So he knows how we are. I'll be calling him every single week. He'll be back here, and I'll definitely keep him, keep his spirits up. And like I said, it's bigger than football with me and him. So I'll definitely be talking to him all the time.
All right, good. Thanks,
Yep, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
Yep.
Thank you.